Okay, so things got even more complicated. So let's put it this way. Now, because the twins are being born slightly early, slightly underweight, so the midwives have been checking their weights and etc. etc. Fine, no problem at all. Except that one midwife felt that the twins, particularly one of them, needed extra checking by a doctor in the hospital. Okay, fine. Alright, they seem to be okay, but okay, fine. So we decided that, well, it wasn't that we decided, it was decided that we had to go to a particular hospital. Fine. Except that it was in rush hour. Okay, right. Do you remember my unhappiness about Huddersfield having a lot of traffic jams everywhere? Well, can you imagine a lot of traffic jams and roadworks and, well, basically traffic jams, rush hour, roadworks. Bit of a nightmare. Anyway, so we were mostly in a traffic jam, slowly going towards the actual hospital. Now, when we finally got there, okay, no problem, alright, we got there on time, we got there, and we was like led into a particular room, okay, there I was with my wife, my stepdaughter, and my two daughters, and we waited. And waited. And waited. Oh, and we waited as well. Now, where were we? Oh, I know. I remember. Right, okay. So, we finished. The doctor examined the children, or particularly one of them, and said, oh, there's nothing wrong with the children. They're perfectly okay. Everything's fine. You just need to feed them as normal. So in other words, we were doing everything right. There was nothing wrong with the children, and we spent 5 hours in the hospital for nothing. Don't matter. At least the doctors gave us a check over and everything right. Okay, right. Okay, now the situation is getting home. No problem. It was like, oh God, it was after 10 at night. Bear in mind that we got there about 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that. So it was like nearly 10 to 10:30, somewhere around there. Okay, so went to the front door, leading out to the main car park where the car was, and the door was actually locked. We found out that the door gets locked at 9:30. Okay. Right. How am I going to do this one? How do we get out? Well, I'll tell you what. We'll go to the other exit that leads to a second car park, and we'll see if we can get out that way. Okay. So walked over to the other exit, going up and down the stairs and up the left and whatever it was, I don't know. And eventually got to the back door, and it swung open. So he's like, brilliant stuff. Right. Okay, so you two sit here. My wife, my stepdaughter, and of course my two daughters. Right. Okay, so I went out into the car park to try and then walked around to try and find the other car park to get the car. Yeah. So I walked around, and then I found a third entrance to the airport, to the hospital, and that led to me meeting a young man who was using a walking stick, and he was very, very helpful. And he said to, "Oh yeah, the entrance. I'll take you to it." Right? Okay, that's brilliant. Okay. So there was this guy, this young man, using a walking stick, hobbling along. There was me, using a walking stick, hobbling along, going, and he led me to a part of the hospital where he just said, right, okay, you just go down that road, that corridor, and then you do this, and then you go down there, and you do it, and then you should go to it. Fine, all right, no problem at all. Then he went off to wherever. I followed some of the direction, got completely and utterly lost. My sense of direction is famous for being very bad. But anyway, so you can imagine this, that I was getting very confused by the direction, by where to go and all that. And just at that point, a nurse came in through a door, and saw me. And she could detect that I was like, what? Where did I go? What do I do? Oh. And she said, well, can I help? Are you lost somewhere? And I said, look, I'm trying to get to the front entrance, the front door. Oh, she said, oh, right, I'll direct you. I'll come with me and I'll take you there. So, right, okay, no troubles. She took me along certain routes and down the corridor and all that of it to the front door, which I knew was going to be locked, and obviously that was a great surprise to her. But at that point, she'd also seen a workman, and she talked with him, and he went off and got somebody else to come along, and effectively she managed to get the door opened so I could actually get out. Great! No problem at all. Okay, right, wonderful. Great, thanks. Go to the car, get in. Right, okay. So I need to, okay. Now, I go out here, and I turn right there, and I go this, and I do that, and I go to the other entrance. No problem at all. I can get that one completely. Right, get in the car, drive to the entrance, and put the card in to exit, because I paid for the actual parking fee, for the actual car, for parking. Barrier comes up, go around this roundabout to the main road, whereupon I was stopped. Roadworks. Barriers across the roadworks, across the actual entrance exit to the hospital. At which point, of course, I stopped. I went over to one of the workmen and said, can I go out now? I mean, I've just... And he said, oh, no, you're not allowed to come out here. I said, well, I just paid to come out. He said, no, you're going to have to go back and talk to them. He said, there'll be a microphone thing that you can talk with them about things. okay. So I turned around and drove back to the entrance of the hospital and the barrier, and I rang the help button basically, and I immediately spoke to a guy, told him about the situation, and he said, "Oh right, what you need to do is turn right here and go down that and do." I had no idea what on earth he was talking about. Anyway, he left it. He automatically put the barrier up, and I drove in. And therein, I was like thinking, right, what on earth did he mean? Okay, so he can't mean that part, because that's got a barrier on it anyway. Maybe it's this other area. Right, so I drove down this area, and it's like, no, that's a cul-de-sac. Okay, so it can't be that way. Right, so I turned around, came back up, and there's another small road, tiny road, but it had a no entry sign on it. That was the only road left now. And there were a couple of cars parked just beyond the no entry sign. So they obviously were able to get in that way. Okay, right, I'll do that. No one's going to check on me anyway, so... Right, so I just drove very carefully down this no entry sign, past the no entry sign, past these various different cars, past these other cars and everything, to look like an exit. A workman's exit, or a staff exit. I think that's probably the way of doing it. So I went out on this exit. No barriers, no restrictions, no word works or anything like that. Fantastic. Now, things I've forgotten. Well, not really forgotten. My wife, my stepdaughter, and my 2 daughters. So I need to get them. Right, okay, so I need to turn right at this point, and then right, okay, undo it, right, okay. So I drove to the back entrance, the back parking entrance, but I couldn't go in because the barriers had been locked and everything, and there was no point in me doing that. Okay, so I managed to just park on the side road. There was a parking space there, easy for me, right, no problem at all. And then just walked over to get my family. Okay, it's everything working out right, yes. I mean, it might be about 11:30 now when my stepdaughter, who's 10 years old, is absolutely desperate to go to sleep. But hey, kind of works, I think. But anyway. No, that's another story altogether.